Hi, it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my fourth update for 50 Shades of Brown. Jessica, Amanda, and Cece created this Pantastic Ladies collab originally as 50 Shades of Pink, and this year the Pantastic Ladies voted that the color should be brown. It started on April 15th and it ends on April 15th. I brought in all 50 brown items in the beginning of this project, and I had 42 left as of the end of last update. Of those 42, I have used 26 of them, so that's a long list. I'm going to go ahead and get started. This video is going to be choppier than usual because I am sick, so I'll have to be cutting out my coughing fits. Starting with the body care items, there were 7 originally, and I did already finish 1. So of the 6 left, I had used 3 of them. The first is this Tree Hut Firming Sugar Scrub in Tropic Glow. I used this a total of 4 times since the last update. That's what it looks like now, so I did expose that hump there. So we'll see how far I get. This might have 1 to 2 months left in it, so I'm still enjoying using it, and I look forward to using it for as long as I have it. The next one is, of course, the matching shave oil from Tree Hut, also in Tropic Glow. There's my progress lines. I think that's going to be 2 more months of use. So since the last update, I have used this 8 times. This was the first shave oil I've used, and I've discovered that I do like this better than the foamy stuff. So I'm going to, I think, repurchase this at some point, probably in a different scent, just to try something else. But I'm going to keep using it for as long as it lasts. And then the last body care item that I used is the Vita Liberata Fabulous Self Tanning Gradual Tanning Lotion. There's my marks there. So I don't have a whole lot of this left. I used it 3 times in the last month, and I think this is going to be done by next time. This does work, even though I'm not really interested in tanning products. I've been using this on my legs since my legs tend to be a little bit lighter than my arms in the summer, so that way I can get them to match a little bit. But I wouldn't buy anything like this again just because I think it's kind of a hassle. I also originally had 7 hair care items, but I finished 2 of them, so I have 5 remaining, and of those 5 I used 4 of them. The first is this Maui Moisture Heal and Hydrate Shea Butter Shampoo. It smells really nice. It's very strongly perfumed. I have to be careful not to get this shampoo in my eyes because it does sting my eyes, and I think that is the fragrance. But this was unused, and now I'm right at that gold line, so I'm going to keep using this. And as you may have guessed, the matching conditioner is the next item, so I'm going to pull that out next. This one is the Maui Moisture Heal and Hydrate Conditioner. This is upside down because the very first time I went to use this, I had a hard time getting the product out of the bottle. It's very thick, and it doesn't like going through that bottleneck very easily, so I keep it upside down already. That's where I'm at right now. I've used it 3 times. I don't like this conditioner, unfortunately, so I wish it had a little bit more slip. It doesn't quite get all my tangles out of my fine hair, and since it is so thick, it's really inconvenient to use it in this bottle. It would be better off in a tub and sold as a mask, but I'm going to keep using it and hopefully finish it in this project. And the next product is a mask. It's the Grow Gorgeous Intelligent Hair Care Intense Thickening Hair and Scalp Mask. Here it is. I've only used it twice, so I haven't yet decided if I think it really is thickening or not. I do know that I don't really care for the scent. It's a very like woodsy type of scent. It's not my favorite, but it doesn't really linger on my hair, so it's not that big of a deal. But my goal is to still finish this. We'll see how long that takes. And the last hair item is also a mask. This is the Wave Fine to Medium Hair Mask. This was just a 1-ounce sample, and this is gone. This was spoiled in my low buy, but that's an empty. I was a little bit disappointed in this. I usually like Whey products, but I didn't feel like this mask was all that amazing. I would use it, and then 3 days later my hair felt dry again. So that's unfortunate. I have used better masks in the past, and this wouldn't be a repurchase for me. Next is the skincare items, and I originally had 10 of them. I've already finished 4, and of the remaining 6, I've used 4 of those. The first of them is the Bobbi Brown Soothing Cleansing Oil. Here it is. There's my mark from last time versus where I am now. I've used this a few times. Initially, I didn't like it, but I'm getting used to it, and it helped that I looked up the directions online because there are no instructions on this bottle. You put it on a dry face, rub it in, then you add water, and rub it in some more, and then it kind of suds up. So it is better when you follow the directions, but I will keep using this. I still wouldn't say that I love it, and I don't know why. I can't actually think of anything wrong with it. I just don't particularly love it, and maybe I'll figure that out at some point. Next is the COSRX Master Patch Intensive. They're blemish treatments, those like little sticker things. At the last update, I had 4 of the 18 stickers left, and I still have 2 of them. So I still have 2 more uses left in here. I thought maybe I'd finish it this time, but my skin was relatively well behaved. But I'm pretty sure that next time these will be empty. I do like these. I would consider buying these again. I do like them better than some of the other ones I've tried because the patches are a bit more flexible. so they're less likely to peel up on you with the contours of your face. So I do like these and I would consider purchasing more. Next is the Bobbi Brown Hydrating Eye Cream, and I have a goal to finish this. I have now used everything that was in the threaded portion. So this was originally full all the way to the tippy top, and I'm still using this every night. I really like it and I'm going to keep using it. We'll see how long it takes me to finish it. I think I should finish it within the project, we'll see. And the last skincare item is my Hurrah Coconut Lip Balm. This lives in my gym bag and my goal is to finish it. I haven't been marking this on a piece of paper, and I probably should have been because I am pretty sure that I finished a fair amount of product so far in this project, but there's what's left, and I'm going to keep working on it. It's going right back in my gym bag. I don't really care for it all that much. It doesn't really smell like coconut, so I don't know if it's going off. It still smells okay, but we'll see. But I kind of was expecting a coconut scent, and it really doesn't have that. The next category is fragrance, and I originally had 4 of them. I was down to 3, and in the last months I've used 2 of them. This is the Ulta Beauty Energize Essential Oil Blend, and this is kind of what I'm using as a daily fragrance when I remember to wear a fragrance. Really good about remembering deodorant. I seem to forget this a lot. But there's my line from a couple months ago versus now. It goes very slowly, but I have just been using this on my body. It is a roller ball, so that is how it's meant to be applied. Does it really energize me? I don't know. I don't know if it does anything at all as far as my mood, but it doesn't hurt anything, so I'm going to keep using it. And the last item I had in the fragrance category was this Respire Wellness Essence in Jasmine Frankincense. My goal was to finish it, and I did. That's all gone now, and so this is now an empty. I use this mostly in my bath water, but jasmine's my favorite scent, so I really like using it. I'm not planning on buying any more essential oils at all, but this was nice to use. But this is gone now and I have another empty. I do have 3 nail items in this project and they're all still in here, but I didn't use any over the last month. In my opinion, they're all more fall appropriate, so I should be getting better use on them soon. But for now, I'm just gonna skip that and go to the makeup. There are 19 makeup items in here and I've used 13 of them. The first on that list is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is just a little half-out sample, and that line's where I'm at now. I've only used this twice, so the jury's still out. So far, I'm inclined to say that I think it's overhyped, but I do still like it, and I'll keep using it. And my opinion might change as I continue to use it, so we'll see how that goes in the next few months. The next one's the Tarte BB Tinted Treatment Primer. There's my marks there. There's not much left in here. I'm starting to get a difficult time squeezing product out. I was hoping this would be an empty for this time, but it's not. Next time, I think for sure. I like this product a lot. I use it as both a primer and foundation. So it's just like a one step that I apply at once. So it's really nice for when I'm trying to get ready for work in the morning. I don't have a whole lot of time. I would repurchase this. I like it a whole lot, and I'm going to finish this off soon though. Next is the Lancome Tinty Doll Ultra Wear Foundation. So here's where it is. I could, I think, make a new mark, but it would be almost touching the first one, so I'm not going to bother. I had a previous 5 uses on this, and I used it another 4 times for a total of 9. My goal is 50 uses. I am going to wear this more in the winter. It is a bit light for me right now. It will be more appropriate for me in December and January, so that's when I'm probably going to get the most use, and I'm going to keep using it until then. Then I have this little sample of the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer in the shade YP3. I hadn't used this yet in this project. There's not a whole lot left in there. I've used it 14 times. There's still a wee bit in there. This will definitely be an empty next month. It's probably going to be an empty in about 3 days. But for now, this is still here, and I'm going to finish it off. I do like this concealer a lot. I've used 1 or 2 of these samples up before, and I liked it well enough that I actually bought this concealer. So I liked it well enough to purchase already, and I may buy another one once that one is done. Next, I have the Mented Skin Silk in the shade Light Tan. It's a loose powder. I have a goal to use this 50 times. At the last update, I had 8 uses. I've used it 4 more times for a total of 12. This is very clingy powder, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to mark this. I'm just going to count uses, and I'll keep moving on it. I tend to use more powder in the winter, which is kind of weird, but I'm going to get more use out of it in a few months, and I'm certain I'm going to meet my 50 goals by the end of the project. Then I have this True and Luscious Angel Eyes eyeshadow primer in the shade Dark Nude. This is darker than my skin, so I can only wear it with certain looks. I had 13 uses at the last update, and I've used it 9 more times for 22. So I'm almost halfway to my 50 use goal. This is kind of like the Tarte Shape Tape in that it takes an impossibly small amount to cover your eyelid. So it's really easy to use way too much of this, and it doesn't work very well if you have too thick of a layer. But if you use a small enough amount, it works okay as a primer. So I'm going to keep using this until I get my 50 use goal. The next project I have is the Benefit Gimme Brow. It's a little sample and the lettering is coming off, but I've used this 15 times in the last month, which brings me up to a total of 54 uses. And I did in fact have to take out the stopper to get what was left in there. So this may be empty next time. I did take out the stopper and I added a couple of eye drops in there so that there's a little bit more liquid with what was left stuck to the sides. but this may be done soon, and my goal is to finish it. Next, I have two eyeshadows from the same palette. It's my Lilo & Stitch Ohana palette. There's two browns in here, and first is the shade Ohana. My goal is to try to hit pan. I am now up to 13 uses on it, having used it 4 times in the last month. Still no pan. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. This eyeshadow in particular is still very densely packed, whereas most of the shadows in this palette never were that dense, and they're pretty powdery now that this is pretty old, but that one is still going to be difficult to hit pan on, but I'm going to keep trying. The other shadow I have in this project is that one called Bungalow, and my goal is to use it 25 times, and I am now up to 12 uses. I've used it 4 times in the last month, so I'm close to halfway there. I'm sure I'll meet my goal at some point, but I'm going to keep working on the shade Bungalow. Then I had the Beauty Bakery The Chosen Bun palette, and my goal with this was just to use it no pan left behind. It was new to my collection and I hadn't used it yet. I have now used every shade at least once. I used Icing, the first one, 3 times, and I used Cinnamon, that matte brown, 3 times, and then Brown Sugar I used twice. Everything else I just used once, and this is actually going to immediately go into another project. Projects and Panning also updates today, and that's where you're going to find this one soon if you want to hear more about it. I didn't use it all that much, so I'm not comfortable with making an opinion on it yet. I'm not sure what my favorite shade is. It's either Gourmet or Aroma, but I'll get to make up my mind in another project. I have the Stila Stay All Day eyeliner in the shade Damsel. It's a dark brown. My goal is to use this 25 times. I had 5 prior uses and I've used it 5 more times, so I'm now at a total of 10 with 15 uses to go. This works better in my waterline than on my upper lash line. Every time I put it on my upper lash line, it tends to transfer up above, like here-ish. And yes, I've tried using an eye primer, and yes, I've tried setting it with an eyeshadow, but it still transfers. It does stay pretty well in the waterline though, so that's where I use it. I did bring in a bronzer. It's the Tarte Matte Bronzer in Hotel Heiress. This is a deluxe size. I have a goal to use this 50 times. At the last update I was at 30. I'm now at 38. So I'm thinking 1 to 2 more months before I meet my goal. I'm kind of starting to doubt whether I'll hit side pan there. This is dark for me, so it does work a little bit better in the summer, but I still need to be light-handed. It's not all that warm though, so it's not that difficult to pull off as long as you're light-handed and or you blend it out really well with powder, but I still have 12 more uses on this. And the last item is my Peri Pura Puri's tint. Her hair is brown, so it counts even though the color is like an orangey color. I only used this once in the last month, which brings me to a total of 8 uses. So that's not great considering my goal is 50. But it's one step closer, so I guess I'll take it. So I did manage to empty out this hair mask as well as the essential oil, and I've also met my goal for no pan left behind on this palette. So that is 3 rollouts. It takes me down from 42 to 39 items remaining. My goal was to eliminate 4 and I didn't get there, but maybe I'll be able to get it next time. I am a little bit disappointed that I didn't get quite as many rolled out as I'd hoped, but it was close, so I'll live. I am still hoping to get 4 rollouts next time at least. I think I should get these patches rolled out, and I think I should finish this tinted primer as well as this concealer, and I'm probably going to finish off the Gimme Brow, but we'll see. Wish me luck, good luck with your projects, and I'll see you next time. Bye!